जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यमुना जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी नन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रिज जन रञ्जन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
Umajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayade Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to the Sunday Feast lecture at ISKCON Portland. We're just one Sunday away from the end of Kartik Mas 2023. That's a very bittersweet realization. Hopefully, we have spent the first half of the month worshiping the Lord, spreading the Lord's message, hearing about the Lord. If not, we're still not late. We still have at least the rest half of the month, so let's make the most of it. I thought before we start talking, maybe we could, recite a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, because reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Krishna himself, is extremely purifying. Before we start, please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kindly feel free to chant along. Jnananjana Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayade Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam 10.46.41. Yata Premarupa Drishtya Brahmayativa Mahiyate Brahmayativa Mahiyate Chitte Kartari Tatratma Karte Vaham Diya Smrita Yata Premarupa Drishtya Brahmayataiva Mahiyate Chitte Karatari Tatratma Karte Vaham Diya Smritam. Would anyone like to try and recite? Yata Premarupa Drishtya Brahmayativa Mahiyate Chitre Kartari Kartatma Karte Vaham Diya Shrita. We'll read the synonyms. Yata, as. Premarupa, because of whirling around. Drishtya, in one's vision. Brahmayati, whirling. Iva, as if. Mahi, the ground. Iyate, appears. Chitte, the mind. Kartari, being the doer. Tatra, there. Atma, the self. Karta, the doer. Iva, as if. Aham diya, because of false ego. Samrita is thought. Translation. Just as a person who is whirling around perspectives, the ground to be turning, one who is affected by false ego thinks himself the doer, when actually only his mind is acting. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. No, this is the purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti gives a parallel idea. Although our happiness and distress are caused by our own interactions with the material qualities, we perceive the Lord to be their cause. This is an amazing purport, and it's quite fitting to something that I'm going through personally. It has nothing to do with what I plan to talk about during the lecture today, but growing up, a dear friend of mine, like my best friend from school, she called me the other day and let me know that her husband passed away. It was I'm still grieving from that. I maybe should have asked, for me to switch the class to another class, but I thought, it's for my own purification, so let me meditate on the Lord, however difficult it may be. And just meditate on the Lord and share whatever I wanted to share and hear your thoughts also. And it's so fitting that this was the purport or the sloka I chose. It could have been any sloka, but it's like the Lord speaking to me. Because one thing that, she was saying, and when we're in distress, that's how we think, right? She was thinking that what she was saying was, I don't believe in God. Why did this happen to me? Why do good things happen to, or bad things happen to good people? This is exactly what the purport's saying. That although our happiness and distress are caused by our own interactions with the material qualities, which is basically our karma, we perceive the Lord to be the cause, which is not really true. I wanted to just pick any that's what we say, right? Like, we just celebrate Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. We're so fortunate that he gave us Srimad Bhagavatam, he translated Srimad Bhagavatam and so many other scriptures. Or how did Srimad Bhagavatam come to the US, like from Vrindavan, from India? How did it come? Just because of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was so adamant that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told will come true. Or he believed, he had that much faith in the Lord that he used to tell devotees, if you don't distribute, but we're so thankful to devotees who actually went and distribute books, because of which we have Srimad Bhagavatam with us and all the amazing literature. But he used to tell them that if you don't do it, Srimad Bhagavatam will walk and go to people's house. And we're so grateful that, we have that understanding. I wanted to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. I could have chosen any verse, and it's so befitting that, the Lord made me choose that verse, and it kind of spoke to what I'm going through. But we want to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam, so kindly repeat after me. Janmantare kritam punyam, Janmantare kritam punyam, Tadha Bhagavatam labet, Tadha Bhagavatam labet. Only when one serves Krishna for hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes does Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam enter our lives. So all of you who are sitting here, don't think that it was just upon chance you decided to take a right or a left at First Avenue and enter the ISKCON Portland Temple. You have been practicing Krishna consciousness for hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam has now entered your lives. This verse is actually from the Puranas. Another sloka from the Bhagavatam that glorifies Srimad Bhagavatam was actually spoken by the 4 Kumaras. They say, Sada Sevya Srimad Bhagavati Katha Yasya Sravana Matrena Harischittam Samashrayet. Srimad Bhagavatam must be heard, must be read at every step, because just by hearing or reading it, the Supreme Lord Krishna himself manifests within our heart. So these pastimes of the Lord, we can think, right, oh my God, like every day we're talking about Lord Damodar, the same pastime of him being bound for the whole month. For years now we're doing the same thing. But swadu swadu pade pade, every step we take is so relishable just by listening, right? Shrunvata swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit sadam. The knot, the dirt within our heart will be cleansed just by hearing, so that we can invite the Lord into our heart. One devotee was once saying that if there is a bottle that is like straight, and we try to insert something that's crooked inside, it's not easy, right? We'll have to do some huffing and puffing to somehow make it enter. And now to take it out, it's extremely difficult. So same way, our hope is that there's a beautiful Tribanga boy out there, Shyam Sundar. He is crooked. So somehow, if he enters our heart, our hope is that he cannot get out. He never leaves. Yeah, Tumara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram, in our hearts let Govinda always reside. Sri Narottam Das Thakur and other Vaishnavas have said that in the heart of a pure devotee who's always distributing Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna resides in full potency. So we started the class by talking about, that it's Kartik month. And I wanted to share this pastime with you all. So whenever we think of it, whenever we hear a story, whenever we hear about an incident, we always know that there are multiple sides to it, right? We hear the story from one person, that's their perspective. But if we hear it from the other person, we hear a completely different thing from their angle. So anyone's interested in hearing about Krishna's perspective of the entire Damodar pastime? Because that's what we're going to, Jai. That's what we're going to hear today and relish. So after Akrura brought Krishna and Balram both to Mathura to wrestle, Krishna and Balram ended up delivering many devotees, including the biggest demon Kamsa. After that, they connected with their parents. They liberated them from the dance of Kamsa along with their grandfather Ugrasena. And then their father told them, we heard you've been playing around so much, just, frolicking with the cows, going and herding, playing in Yamuna and everything, but you're Yadava prince, both of you. We can't just leave you like that. Now you'll have to go to school. So then he sends them off to Sandipani Muni's ashram. And then I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I turned this notification on and it reads everything out. I have to change that. Sorry. So, and then on them returning, that's when everything, and then when something is new, we feel excited, right? Oh, we'll go on a trip. And then when you come back, you see, oh, my house was a mess. Or you remember whatever you left behind. So when they come back, they realize that, oh, wait a second, this is where everyone from Vrindavan, I'm so sorry. In our car, there's a cake to be offered to the Lord. I don't know if anyone took it. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sri Sinatai Sachinandan Dev Bhagwan ki Jai. So when they returned, that's when they realized, oh, this is where our parents left us and went. And then Krishna becomes very upset and he thinks that, I'm so sad, I don't know who to talk to, but I'm sure even the Vrajavasis are so upset. But at least they have each other. There's a saying that if you share your troubles and worries and sadness with somebody, it kind of reduces that much of it, halves it. So then he thinks that at least they have themselves, but who do I have? Thinking about this, he's like, wait, I can go and talk to my brother. So he runs to his brother Balram and says, why are we staying here? We don't know anyone here. It's fine, we went and studied in Sandipani Muni's ashram. I really miss Vrindavan, let's go. And he says, we can't just run away like that. He's like, we can. He's like, well, I have to ask my mother. I have to ask Mother Rohini, because I, Balram says, do everything after consulting with my mother, except when I used to steal butter with you. But everything else I consult with her. So let's go ask her. So when they go to her and they say that, Mother Rohini, we're so sad, we really want to go back to Vrindavan. Mother Rohini says, there's something I've been wanting to tell you both. Frankly, since, after killing of Kamsa, you both immediately left to Sandipani Muni's ashram. Every single day, somebody used to come from Vrindavan and call out, Krishna, Balram, Krishna, Balram. And they wouldn't hear anything and they would go back. And this happened for every single day. And Krishna immediately asked, did they know we went to Sandipani Muni's ashram? She said, no, they didn't. And then Krishna really became sad. And then Krishna suddenly had a question. So he asked her, who do you think misses me the most in Vrindavan? And Mother Rohini, being the mode of Vatsalya, what do you think she said? Yashoda. Yashoda, my misses you the most. Then Krishna is like, should we let them suffer like this? Why do we have to be here and let them suffer like this? She said, no, we shouldn't make them suffer like this. But remember, you just met Devaki and Vasudev. They won't let you go. They're like, can you do something about it? And she says that, I can try. Thing is, they're so kind. They love you so much. For parents, their kids' happiness is what's priority. So they might, they might concede and they will agree to go. They might agree. But they have so many people around them. Those people won't agree. They will push them to say, no, don't let these boys go. They're Yadava princes. They have to be here. They've been gone long enough. So I don't think so. Then they ask, what do we do? And that's when Mother Rohini says, you know what? Why don't you send someone on your behalf? Because if you go, you can't come back. And that's how it's Mother Rohini who advises Krishna and Balram to send someone. Do we know who they send to Vrindavan? Uddhavji. And then Krishna actually glorifies Uddhava and says that you're right, Uddhava is the right person to send. And then he shares something that nobody else has know. How does he know? Because he's the Paramatma. So he says that when Uddhava was a young child, a young boy, he used to have a deity of Krishna, a doll of Krishna. And he used to worship the doll all day long. All his friends used to say, come, let's go out and play. I was like, sorry, I'm not done worshipping. Night, day, morning, afternoon, anytime. He's never done worshipping. And sometimes his mom used to notice that he's suddenly trembling, he's crying, as his hands are standing, the hairs on his hands are standing on end, so he's getting goosebumps. And then his mom used to ask him, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? He used to just say, I just have stomachache, or I just have some ailment, and that's why my body is trembling or doing all this. So Uddhava, Krishna says, right from childhood, he loved Krishna so much. He used to exhibit such signs of pure, ecstatic love, and he used to hide it, being such a humble devotee. And he's extremely intelligent, and he's Brihaspati's student, direct student. And Krishna says he's my best friend. And that got me thinking, there's only two people Krishna calls best friend. And those are the only two people he actually sings his song to. So one is Bhagavad Gita and the other one is Uddhav Geet. He tells the whole Bhagavad Gita actually to Uddhava also. So yeah, they're very fortunate. He says, okay, fine, I'll go find him. He's the right person. And one more great advantage is he kind of looks just like me. So at least for a split second, whoever sees him will think, oh my God, Krishna is back, and they'll get that happiness. So he might be the right person to send. So he suddenly notices Uddhava. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Uddhava just comes along. He says, I have something to tell you. And then he says, sure, are you okay? You look like you're very upset. He said, I am, but there is something you can do for me. He said, sure, anything. And then he's like, not here. There are so many people. Let's go to our private chambers. So there he goes. In fact, it's said that very intimately he holds Uddhava's hand and he keeps it on his lap. He looks into his eyes and he starts. And what he shares is the Damodar Leela pastime. He starts off with there. So he tells that, you know what, so many Vrijavasis are there, so many people love me, but my understanding is that my mom loves me the most. And she's such a pure devotee. Let me just tell you one instance, and that's how he relates the pastime of Lord Damodar, or Damodar Leela pastime. So how he starts off is, he is actually running. He's running so fast, And then he stops and he's like huffing and puffing and breathing. And then he's looking around. Is my mom caught up? And he can't see her. He's like, wow, I'm so fast. She's not anywhere to be in sight. I wonder where she is. Actually, she is standing behind a pillar and looking at him and enjoying and seeing what he's going through. And in his heart, he's like so disturbed. He has so many things going on. What's going to happen to me next? Am I going to get scolded? I've never done this much mischief in my own house, breaking the pot. Now my mother knows that I'm the one who's been stealing butter and all over Vrindavan. The veil is lifted. I'm in big trouble. So she can see that he's in anguish and he's there. And then she calls out to him. Come on, come here. And then he says, no, I'm not coming. It's like, come here. And he says that, but you have a stick in your hand and you look very upset. If you throw away the stick and you turn that frown to a smile, I'll come. And then she says, okay, fine. Like he's saying so cutely, he's like, okay, fine. She throws away the little stick that she has. And then he comes. Then because she did whatever he requested, he's like, okay, now I have to go. But as he's walking, he realizes, oh my God, there is butter on all over my face. So as he's walking, he's like rubbing it off, and he goes. And then he realizes, wait a second, butter has this quality. It's super glossy. My face will be shining. She'll come to know, what do I do? She goes to him. He goes to her, but he looks like this at her. He doesn't give her face. And then she says, look here. And then he says, I'm here. And then she says, no, look at me. No, you asked me to come here. I am here. I don't need to look at you. And then she holds his chin and he's like, and then he says, Aho, Rajasi, Choranam, a king of thieves, Mother Yashoda claims. And then Krishna immediately says, Choras tata pitra gotraja. Devotees who understand that are laughing. And then he says, how can I be the thief? And then Mother Yashoda says that, then what is all that glossy thing on your face? And then, why did you steal? And Krishna immediately says, my dear mother, do you remember your father? And he's like, of course, what? Yes, of course I remember my father. Okay, do you remember your grandfather, his father? Yes, he's my grandfather, I remember him. Okay, do you remember his father? Well, I haven't seen his father, my great-grandfather, but I know him because we have a nice chart in our house that has our lineage, names of all our ancestors and everything. And Krishna says, okay, what's his name? And then his mother Yashoda says, his name is Chor Ghosh. And then Krishna says, oh, his name is Chor Ghosh, and you're calling me the king of Chor. Just think where this dynasty started, your dynasty. And then Mother Yashoda says, okay, forget all that. Tell me, how did that pot break? Tell me, how did that pot break? And Krishna says that, Dandoyam Parameshwara. Oh Mother, what is that thing in this world that doesn't happen without the will of God? The God desired, it broke, it just broke. And what he's saying is not like he broke it. Mother Yashoda is like, oh, you're being very smart. Okay, you're like, whatever bedtime stories I'm telling you, boomeranging back to me, and you're like making things up. And then she asks him, tell me, how do those monkeys enter our house? And he's like, you kept the doors open. Here in Vrindavan, we don't close the doors. Mother Yashoda says, okay, I kept the door open, I agree. But who is that person who is sitting on top of the grinding motor and feeding those monkeys in our house? And then he says, Asau yena vinirmitta. He who created the monkeys have to feed the monkeys. What he means is, I'm God, I have to feed them. Who else will feed them? I created them. So he's not telling lies here. The Mother Yashoda gets very upset. Then she's like, okay, leave all that. How did those pots break? I was feeding you milk 1 second ago. I was churning butter. I came back. It was a huge mess. How did those pots break? Do you remember we were so happy together, cuddling, you were feeding me, and then all of a sudden, hearing the pot boiling, you just threw me there on the floor and ran? And she says, I didn't throw you on the floor, but I remember running to save the milk. And then he says, and do you agree that you have big, beautiful ankle bells? And then she said, yes, I have really nice ankle bells. Well, when you were running in that speed, your ankle bells broke off and then they hit the pot and the pot broke. And then Mother Yashoda is like, oh, he's lying. She's like, really? It's like, Krishna, you're hanging out with the monkeys so much. You're talking like the monkeys. You're behaving like the monkeys. And now your face cut is also looking like a monkey. And then Krishna becomes very upset. And he says that, you are so ungrateful to me. I have done so much for you. And then she says, what did you do for me? And then he says, my mother, you kept the door open. The monkeys came from your village. They entered our house. They're stealing and breaking the pot and eating your butter, which is very tasty. That's your fault. I went and held their hands because they took the butter and they smeared the whole butter on my face. And then poor I am being blamed for everything. You don't blame your lineage for being chor, meaning robbers or thief. You don't blame the monkeys. You don't blame yourself for keeping the doors open. You don't blame yourself for making such tasty butters. You don't blame your ankle bells for breaking the pot. I am guarding your butter. I am stopping and holding the monkeys. And at the end of the day, you are holding me responsible? Is what he tells her. And then she just bursts out laughing. It's like, well, you need a timeout anyway. So that's how he ties her. There are some acharyas who even say that because Krishna was so upset, Mother Yashoda says, oh, my dear Lala, yes, everything is my fault. Everything is all of our fault. You are not to be blamed. And they said, but please stop crying. I have to go and clean the house. She had given all the maids and everyone the day off. It's Diwali, and she wanted to, make butter herself. So no one's there at home. So she said, I really want to go before your father comes home and it's Diwali. I want to clean the house, make it neat again. But if I let you out, you'll create more mess. And I'm scared you're so sad that you might run away to the forest and hide. There is a pastime that happened like that. One day, Mother Yashoda was calling out to Krishna because it's, evening, he's not come home, all his friends are home. He's calling, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? And then his friends are like laughing and walking, coming. Say, where's Krishna? Did you see him? And then they say that, oh, we actually did. And then she asks, what happened? Where is he? It's like, we don't know. What? What did you last speak to him? And they said, well, we're kind of making fun of him. We were saying that, and then they were telling, no, it's actually Daoji who did it. And then Daoji's like, yeah, well, we were making fun of him. That you're so black. Look at all of us. We're so fair. We're so beautiful. You're so ugly. You're so black. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba are not your parents. They just got you from there. I don't know if any of you have tried that. It's just a common thing. Like we always tell our siblings one time or the other. But he said that, and he took that so personally that he went and he hid inside a big hollow tree. So Mother Yashoda started calling out to him, and hearing her sound, he comes out of the tree and he says, why are you here? Why are you in the forest? And he says that, they're saying that you're not my mother. She says, who said that? They're just lying. They're just jealous because we have such a good relationship. And he says, you promise? Say, yes, of course. Like, because I'm so black. She's like, even I am black. Even I am Shama. She tells him and she explains. So she has that fear, that daunting fear that he might run away to the forest. I don't know where I'll find him. So in order to keep him safe, another reason is why she tied him up against the mortar. It's thick enough, big enough. There's no way this tiny baby can pull that and, do any other mischief, which he ends up doing. So this pastime of Lord Damodar, we haven't heard many classes of Srila Prabhupada giving this lecture. He was just here 12 years and he went all over the globe 14 times. He managed such a big empire, 108 temples. So we haven't heard particularly this class, but if you were to go through the Veda-based folio, there are unbelievably number of times wherein he's quoted this particular pastime. That also in the Bhaktivedanta purports. So if you check out Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 31, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Text 30, purport of Canto 6, Chapter 4, Text 47. And all these are not even like, Krishna's pastime, which is Chapter 10. Then Chapter 10, or Canto 10, Chapter 9, Text 12, purport. Chaitanya Charitamrita, he also talks about Damodar Leela, which is Chapter 19, Text 205. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Chapter 1, also he refers to the Damodar pastime. Nectar of Devotion, of all the books, Chapter 4, Text 12, Chapter 22, Chapter 33, he refers to the Damodar pastime. So it's amazing how many times even Srila Prabhupada has meditated on this beautiful pastime. Srila Rupa Goswami actually has a beautiful verse. We won't necessarily go into the verse, but the meaning of the verse he says is, he talks of the word guna, and as we all know, Rupa Goswami is such a literary genius. Like, he knows how to play on words and so forth. So Srila Rupa Goswami writes, "O dear Krishna, you have bound up everyone from Brahma to the ant by the three modes of material nature. But Yashoda also bound you." So the word he's playing on is guna. Guna also means ropes. Guna also means the three modes of material nature. So Yashoda Mai bound you with guna. You bind everyone from Brahma to an ant with guna, but you are now being bound by guna, not the three modes, but the ropes, and you can't break from that. Such an irony. O Mukunda, you cannot break from that. So that is the glory of Mother Yashoda. Yashoda Mai ki jai. I have another very, very sweet pastime about Mother Yashoda. Sridhar Goswami has mentioned, who's the first one? Bumblebee, he gets into a lotus. So lotus has this propensity. We don't have many lotuses here, right? Like the other day I saw one DT in India, actually ISKCON Trivandrum. They had like 100 or million petal, like not a million, but 100 petal lotus. So beautiful, so gorgeous. And I was like, oh, we don't really have that here. So for those of us who don't know, lotuses bloom in the morning, and in the night they kind of, or like when the sun comes, they bloom, and the night they kind of close. That's their nature. So a bumblebee loves lotus, and the honey of the lotus is in its whirl. So a bumblebee flies into the lotus in the morning. It's enjoying there, sucking all the nectar. In the evening, it doesn't realize it's the evening, or maybe it does realize it's the evening. But when the lotus closes, it's stuck. And sometimes this bumblebee even leaves its life because it can't breathe anymore. But there's something very unique. The bumblebee apparently has such potency that if it is angered or if it's agitated, it can cut through wood. So a bumblebee that can cut through wood isn't able to come out of a lotus, beautiful lotus petal or the soft petals of a lotus. Of course it can, but it's like in so much, it's like just captured by that nectar. So here what Sridhar Goswami is saying is that Krishna, the bumblebee Krishna, is so captivated by that love of Mother Yashoda, he's bound by that love of Mother Yashoda, that he can't break from the ropes. But that same he has broke pillars to come out. He has broke so many different things, but he can't break out of that small tiny rope that village damsel actually, caught him, because it's just Vatsalya. There is this pastime wherein his friends, seeing that he's caught, they were like, oh, he's caught, our whole day's gone, now how we will go steal, play with the cows, do anything. We're strong, let's try to open. They all try to untie the knot, but no one can untie. Although it's quite easy to untie, but no one can untie because it's bound by Vatsalya. So only Nanda Bhaba comes later and he is able to untie. His friends are not able to untie because they're in a different mode, Sakya Rasa. So today's whole class is based on Damodar Lila, yes, but also the glories of Mother Yashoda. There is this one more amazing pastime, and this is also like post Krishna leaving Vrindavan. One day Indra actually tells Narad Muni, I'm so sad. I actually saw Krishna when he was like, 7 years old, like a little bigger, 10 years old. That's when he performed the Govardhan pastime, and I was so full of it. I really didn't enjoy seeing like baby Krishna or anything. I didn't know what I was doing, and I feel so upset. And I missed that opportunity. Now I have to wait for how many days of Brahma for him to come again and repeat all this pastime. Narad said, don't worry, my dear brother, I got you. And then he says, really? I can see it again? But now he's Dwarakadish. She's like, I am Narad Muni, you wait, I'll make it happen. He makes everything happen. He's our mystical, spiritual astronaut. So he goes to He goes to Devaki Mai and Mother Padmavati. Mother Padmavati is apparently a very unique character. She's actually Ugrasen's wife. And she is one of those people that Rohini Mata said that even if I can make Devaki Mai leave you to go to Vrindavan, she won't allow because she's very princely, royal person. So Narad Muni goes to Devaki and Padmavati and says that, you know what? When they see him, they pay obeisances, they offer him a beautiful seat, they give him water and everything. They said, how can we serve you? It's like, well, I don't know how you can serve me. I don't think I can ever trust your word, so I don't know how you can serve me. He said, what do you mean? Like, I remember you used to say, oh, when Krishna is born, you will do yagya, you will, give so much charity to poor people, to brahmanas. You will do so many things. Have you done anything? How many years since you got him back? You sent him to school, then you got him married off, and you did all these things, but have you ever kept up that promise? And then she said, oh yeah, that's not an issue, we can still do it. It's like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, absolutely. When should we do it? It's like, well, subhascha shikaram, meaning something that has been done immediately, like what's auspicious can be done immediately. And then she says, okay, well, do you want to help us organize? You want to be like a co-host? And then he says, sure, I can be a co-host. He's like, well, you can then help us send out invitations. You can just travel according to speed of mind. So help us with that, and we'll make all the arrangements here. And then he says, all right. So and I can invite even the Brajavasis, right? And then immediately Padmavi says, no, invite anyone you want except the Brajavasis. And he was like, okay, noted. And what does he do? He goes directly to the Vrajavasis first. And then he says that, oh, did you hear? There back in Dwaraka, Devaki Mai, Padmavati and all the elders are creating this big yagya just in honor of Krishna. You're going, right? You're invited, right? And they're like, no, we were not invited. And then immediately, that's what Yashoda Mai says. Immediately Nanda Baba says, why do you need invitation? You're his mother, I'm his father. We don't need invitation, we can just go. And then, I'm so sorry. And then when all the other Gopas hear, what, Krishna's having a yagya, we're invited. Everyone's like, okay, let's get ready. When is it starting? Oh, next week. Let's start going now itself. We're a family, we need to help prepare. So then everyone's like, packing their bags, getting ready, getting matching saris, dhotis, all these things, getting ready. And then all the cows are like, moo, what's happening? And then one cow's like, moo, I think they're going to Dwaraka. Moo, why? Krishna's celebration. Let's go, why are we here? They all go. And then the cows are going, the birds are like, what's happening here? All the peacocks are looking and asking, the cows are going for Krishna's celebration, let's all go. So literally the entire Vrindavan, with the Vrajavasis, the animals, the cows, the birds, everybody flocked to Dwarka, along with so many celestial beings and everything. And a huge sacrifice is being organized. And on the day of the sacrifice, Krishna is sitting as the Yajaman, he's sitting, he's offering, and all the priests are reciting Sahasra, Shirisha, Purusha, they're reciting the Purusha Sukta. Big yagya is happening, Krishna is being crowned, different things, so many charities are being given and so forth. And then Yashodamai and so forth come. As you're walking up the stairs, Padmavati had already told the guards, if you see any of those Vrajavasis, let me know. I will come personally and say they are not allowed because we never sent an invitation. And Narad Muni knew something like this would happen, so he decided to enter along with the Vrajavasis. So as soon as Padmavati hears this, she calls Devaki and says, come, I hear the Vrajavasis come, let's tell them to go out, Krishna shouldn't see them. Her fear is that if Krishna sees them, he's going to leave. So everything is out of love. Everyone wants to serve Krishna. Like, even devotees like, oh, he'll look nice in red turban. No, green turban, and then they fight, right? But in the end of the day, they just want Krishna to look beautiful. So here they all just want to be with Krishna and please Krishna. So Devaki goes and asks Mother Yashoda, oh, what are you doing here? Did you lose your way or something? And then she says, no, we hear Krishna is having this beautiful sacrifice and celebration, so we came to join. And it's like, and then Padmavi says, who are you? How are you related to Krishna? And then she says, I'm his mother. I'm sorry. And then Devaki says that you're his mother? I am his mother. I gave birth to him. And then they both are arguing. And then Padmavati is like, no, stop all this arguing, such an auspicious day. Narad Muni, you only invited them, right? He was like, so actually you told me don't invite, oh, you said don't invite them. I thought you said invite them. That's why, oh, okay, my bad. It's like, well, you clear this mess up. They both are fighting saying Krishna is their child. Whose child is Krishna? And then Narad Muni is like, let's ask Krishna. How about this? Devaki, you call Krishna. Let's see if Krishna will come. If he comes, he's your son. And then Devaki is like, okay, I'll call. And then she calls, Krishna, call with me. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Let's see if Krishna will come louder. Krishna! And she's calling Krishna, but Krishna is like Sahasra, Shirasha, Purusha. Krishna is sitting and doing, he can't hear anything, right? It's so far away and he's doing his yagya. And then she feels a little embarrassed, but then she doesn't feel too bad about it because like Krishna's off somewhere. And then she's like, oh, okay, I tried. Now you try. And Mother Yashoda calls out, Kanu! Kanu! Call along with me. Kanu! Kanu! Immediately, Krishna hears this. He's like, oh, Maya. He hears and he says, Maya. And he starts running. He's like, Maya, I hear somebody. And then they were like, no, my lord, you please continue your yagya. It's like, no, I hear somebody. And then he says, oh yeah, there's a racket out there. It's those cowherd people, those Vrijavasis. And he is, Vrijavasis? And then he can continue to hear. What does he hear? Kanu! Kanu! And then he starts running. He's like, Maya! He replies back, Maya, Maya! He runs back, and the way he's running, as soon as he reaches Mother Yashoda, he turns into this baby, the small baby. So all his dress, everything has gone out, and he runs back. And then Maya immediately catches and embraces him. And Narad Muni is standing there, and he nudges who? Indra. It's like, you wanted to see baby Krishna? Baby Krishna. So that's what the love of a mother can do. There's no other incarnation. We never saw baby Narsimha. We never saw baby Matsya, Kurma, Holy Krishna, right? So even all these demigods wanted to see that pastime. We're so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada, how many of us have read the whole Srimad Bhagavatam? We have 12 cantos. We have been in this movement for more than 12 years, so many of us. How many of us have reached even the 8th or the 7th or 6th? We haven't. Prabhupada knew people of this age are like this. So of all the cantos, 10th canto he has summarized in the form of Krishna book and he's given us. So let's take a vow that before 31st December 2023 that we take that effort and read and relish the pastime of the Lord. That's the Krishna book. So this goes to show the glories of Mother Yashoda and also glory of Srila Prabhupada, who we just celebrated his disappearance day. One devotee was saying that the English language is such a, like almost the language of the world. Everybody knows this language. And the language is compared to like a river, because, you know, it quenches the thirst of people who are interested in poetry, people who are interested in drama, people who like, you know, just theoretical subjects, people who like philosophy, everything, right? This language is so vast. But Prabhupada has introduced Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's like Charanamrita. This Charanamrita of Bhagavatam, because by translating Bhagavatam, which is in Sanskrit, to English, he's made even Bhagavatam accessible to those who understand English. So he's added Charanamrita to this river of English. And now that's spread all over the world. So let's be part of reading it, relishing it, sharing it, and distributing it. Thank you all so much for attending this Sunday Peace class. If I've made any mistake or offense, kindly forgive me. Feel free to correct me, reprimand me. If anything good came from this class, this was not like a class that had a lot of instructions. I just shared this for my own purification. If anything good came from this, it's all the blessing of Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, and in fact all of you for being such a wonderful audience. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhopya evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Yes.
First of all, I want to thank
Sorry, just a minute. So people online won't be able to hear you. Yeah. If you say in the mic, they will hear you. When I hear classes, we never hear the devotee who never speaks on the mic. Yeah.
Jai. Hare Krishna. I wanted to thank you for giving this class. I heard wonderful things that I have never heard before. And I pray that they stay in my heart.
Haribol. We all pray.
I also wanted to add that besides these wonderful quotes that Prabhupada put throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, that I remember when I joined in the 70s in New Dwarka, every morning before any of the Sankirtan devotees went out or anything, we sang these prayers. Damodaras.
Haribol.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Jai. Thank you so much. I don't know if everyone heard that. Sisnitai Sachinande Bhagwan ki Jai. Mataji was Prabhu was just sharing that Prabhupada made all the devotees recite the Damodar Ashtaka before they went for book distribution and things. So that's how potent and powerful it is. So let's continue to recite the Damodar Ashtaka. Thank you for sharing. Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. This class actually is inspired by a class that His Grace Amarendra Prabhu gave in Vrindavan, so I wanted to give credit to that. There is a beautiful Vaishnavi on the altar. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. So if we can put away the green mats, and we'll have Arti Kirtan, and please chant along, okay? So we'll have Govardhan Hari Prabhu chant Arti Kirtan. Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Reinitiation.
Prabhuji just received reinitiation as name is very fittingly Govardhan Hari.
Very good. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Anipacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschacharishacharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Nitai Gauranga
Nitai Gaurango
Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga
Nitai Gauranga
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare
Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare
Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare
Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana
Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana
Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana
Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana
Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada Jai Srila
Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada
Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev
You want to say the Premarupa?
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद कीजिए। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांति सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद कीजिए। जय ओम विष्णुपाद गौर किशोर बाबाजी महाराज कीजिए। जय ओम विष्णुपाद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर कीजिए। जय ओम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सार्वभौम जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज कीजिए। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षट गोस्वामी प्रभु कीजिए। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद कीजिए। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर कीजिए। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद कीजिए। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन कीजिए। श्री वृंदावन धाम कीजिए। श्री मधुरा धाम कीजिए। श्री नवद्वीप मायपुर धाम कीजिए। पुरी जगन्नाथ धाम कीजिए। गंगा माई यमुना माई कीजिए। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी कीजिए। हरिनाम संकीर्तन कीजिए। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम कीजिए। इस्कॉन वर्तमान गुरु वृंद कीजिए। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री निताई सच्चिदानंद देव भगवान की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Do you want to sing Narsingadev prayer? Oh, somebody. Oh, you wanted to sing? You want to?
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Ladadaine Prahlada Ladadaine Hiranyakashipu Shilatangkanakalaye Shilatangkanakalaye Shiratangkanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Ito Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha बाहे नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नखा अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधिता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे कर कमलवरे शवदिता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे केशवदिता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवदिता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
भगवान की जय जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय जय जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Does anybody here know Vishnu Gada Prabhu? So Vishnu Gada Prabhu is a devotee from the East Coast, and he was initiated in 1970 or so from Srila Prabhupada in New York Temple, and he's about as, probably, I'm not overstating, he's probably as big as one of those door panels. And I remember he came here 2 years ago for our deity welcoming at our home in 2008. He's a very nice devotee, expert cook, single-handedly cooks for thousands of people at Rath Yatra, very famous cook. You can see his recipes in Adi Raj Prabhu's vegetarian Hare Krishna cookbook. So I said to him, I said, how was it like chanting and distributing in the olden days? He said, you had to have a really strong voice, because he said, you're in the New York subway and there's no microphones, nothing, so you better be able to. So I would have failed there miserably, obviously. So thank you very much for joining us for our program today. So Premarupa Madhavi Mataji gave a lecture on the Damodar pastimes. One thing I was reading that I think is very relevant in our bhakti tradition is from emotion comes devotion. So there has to be some emotion in how we approach God. From emotion, then devotion. Because if otherwise we just become like very cold-hearted, folks who just know the knowledge but don't have any of the spiritual depth we need, to have that love of empathy. And that occurs through the art of prayers. Prayers exist in every tradition, and when prayers are combined with, emotions and are poetic, then they're particularly enlivening and engaging and lead to devotion. So that's when we hear devotees, chanting sweetly for the Lord. The whole place becomes spiritual. So thank you all for leading that Hari Bol. So I wanted to show who's here for the very first time, because I'll forget otherwise. Okay, Hare Krishna, what's your name? Ali? Where do you live locally, or you? Thanks for coming. First time at a Hare Krishna temple? Okay. Second, you were here before, or you've been? Huh? Okay. Well, let us know how we can, if there's questions, concerns. There are lots of nice devotees who can help. Okay. So, and you're sitting next to a very nice, wonderful, sweet devotee too. So let's welcome Ali Prabhu with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And I'll introduce him in a second. He's going to speak. I'm sorry. He's first time here, but he'll actually be speaking about something very important. I see Sarva Shakti Mataji back. Welcome back. I thought you were going to be in India a little bit longer. You're missing Parnika? Yes, I know she was missing. She's so mature, she just carried on nicely. So, welcome back. Did you have a nice yatra? Okay. We'd love to hear from you at some point, in the future. Maybe you can give us a summary in one of the Sunday Feast lectures if you feel up to it. Okay, no pressure. So this Thursday was Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. And I'm sure you've all observed it in your own way at your home or through the web, through some online class, etc. We observed it in a humble way here, and it was very nice. Devotees shared their realizations, or their appreciation, I should say, of Srila Prabhupada and what he brought in their life. So I wanted to show you this very sweet video, and it's made through the devotees in London. Because Srila Prabhupada, at the end of his earthly pastime, or the end of his life, material life, he was very frail and emaciated through advanced age and health issues, but his mind and desire was strong to be with his devotees. And so he actually made a trip. Our last trip he made from Vrindavan was actually to London. He was going to go to London and Gita Nagari in Pennsylvania. So this is it's a short but very sweet video that I wanted to share with you. Somebody very near and dear to me sent me this video, and I had not seen it. And it's really inspiring. So please watch. I know Srila Prabhupada's direct disciples will be probably in tears when they hear this, but tears of joy. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
wasn't very animated, you know, he was very internal, and he was still golden and still shiny, but he was, you could tell that, you know, the clock was ticking for his time in this play.
But the atmosphere was just electric here.
Is that the maximum volume we can get?
All kind of converge, and then the devotees from Germany and who were the top distributors of the world came in.
I remember when I came into the room where Prabhupada received the German Sankirtan devotees. He was so emaciated. He sat on a rocking chair, and he looked as if one of his feet was already in the spiritual world.
We didn't sing the Guru Vandana prayers because Prabhupada asked that was too emotional for us to stand that, so we would just chant Hare Krishna.
And the German devotees in particular were very physical, very animated in their dancing during the kirtan. So we would run with them. Us more sedate British boys would run from one end of the temple up to the other. And Prabhupada made a gesture with his hand. He said,
and we took it, that means
Excuse me. Can you switch off
jump, dance.
Can you switch off those lights?
yeah. Completely exploded. Everybody just jumped. Wonderful moment.
And as we did that, Prabhupada then had this huge smile across his face, seeing the devotees just go crazy in kirtan.
Very nice, huh? Very emotional and deep, and a lot of gratitude in that video. Okay, we can turn on the light again, please. So, we must never forget Srila Prabhupada. You know, like Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj was saying, the greatest spiritual revolutionary of the century that we've had. Everything that we appreciate about Bhagwan and about devotional life and practice is through his personal sacrifice and desire. Once time a devotee said to Srila Prabhupada that, Srila Prabhupada, you're managing so many things, it must be so difficult. He said, what difficulty? He said, I only see service to my spiritual master. So, you know, so we think of it sacrifice, but for him that was life-sustaining from what we read. Okay, thank you, and we'll have Damodarastakam prayers shortly. What do we need that for? Huh? Or in the kitchen? Okay. Can someone help this Prabhu with that, please? So he can manage. Today's prasadam was sponsored by Madhavi Ram Prabhu on the occasion of his wonderful daughter's birthday. How old are you now?
I'm 8.
You're 8. What's your name?
My name is
Karthika. And how many chapters of Bhagavad Gita do you have memorized? Just 1.5. That's more than I would gather most of us. Very. Yes, that's true. What was your assignment for this coming year? I had asked you to memorize another chapter. Do you remember? Chapter 4. Okay, wonderful. Congratulations on your 8th birthday and to your wonderful family. Hare Krishna. I think I saw Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. So Prabhu is going to, Yachnit Prabhu, can you stand up, please? So he's here on behalf of Govardhan Eco Village. Most of you know about Govardhan Eco Village. And under the guidance of Gauranga Prabhu and His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he is overseeing the distribution of specific products that are being made by an organization called Hari Bol. That must have been a difficult name to come up with. So Prabhuji in his life is very experienced. He's worked in pharmaceuticals as well as in the food restaurant industry. So he's involved in distribution of these products, which the feeling is that it's going to help devotees get some items that are made very purely and naturally, and the funds from which will go straight back to the regions. Like he was telling me, I don't want to steal his thunder, but one of the things is they market flavored milks, like cardamom flavored milk and stuff like that. And it's the cows, etc., in the Goshala are in Gujarat. So they use the funds and they use it to support that organization there. And any profits that are being made, sorry, I'm stealing all of your thunder. Any profits that are being made go back to TOVP, meaning or people or organizations that buy. So he'll share with you some of the successes that they've achieved in a very early frame for it. So just maybe introduce yourself and if you can describe the project and the value.
Sure.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hari Bo, everyone. It is my first time in Portland Dham. I don't need this. Like you said, my voice is pretty... I can come forward. I can actually... So
So, Prabhuji left very nice multiple jobs to serve, and there was a need for a professional businessman to take over the project, and he's trying to do it nicely and genuinely. So these are products that at some point will become available here, I think.
Yes, Seattle has them, so Seattle we can do.
Yeah. So I think there's several phases. One is through the local temples, but eventually it'll be through, like Prabhuji was telling me about, businesses like grocery stores like Whole Foods, etc., Kroger, brands, whatever, that they're going to reach out to. So hopefully, all success.
So we are blessed this year at Davos at the World Economic Forum. Haribol is going to be showcased as a best faith-based initiative. So in January, I don't know whether I will go or not, but Gaurang will for sure go at Davos. It's going to be the first ISKCON project to be at Davos, and we're going to be showcase how faith-based organizations can create a sustainable impact both in urban and rural life.
So this is basically items that you can use at your home. Ghee. Most devotees will use ghee in their cooking, etc. I did have samples of the khichdi when there was a GBC meeting, etc. So looking forward to the flavored base milks, but let's see how it goes. So we actually have a very successful entrepreneur here. Govardhan Dhari Prabhu is well known throughout the United States for having the best Jewish vegan deli, right? So you can talk to him and get some ideas of what it takes to succeed in the U.S. And he has franchises along the West Coast. So, okay, so please support. I think that's the idea. It's going for multiple higher causes, one for one's own health, and one also supporting TOVP and the devotees that are dedicated to doing that. Okay, so any questions or comments? So is there a website that they can look at?
Yeah. So the website's going to go live, the US website, by the end of the month. There is, of course, an Indian web, haribol.us.
Same as everybody's passwords for their Wi-Fi at home.
Nobody can forget it.
The Wi-Fi is always Hare Krishna and then Haribol or Hare Ram. Okay, so any questions? No. Well, he's the one who is organizing distribution.
No, so as of now, what we've done is we've asked the temples. So what we've done is our idea was that the temples should benefit as well. So for those temples who want to take up and then further connect with distributors or get into what we call as modern trade or Indian groceries or like down to earth or those can do it. If not, then I'm kind of creating a team or connect with devotees, those who are in this business and or they know of someone in this business, and we can connect directly and also work on it. Sure. So correct. So we'll keep products here. Like Prabhuji said, when he went to Houston at Govinda's, there's a huge Govinda's, New Vrindavan in New Jersey. A lot of places they have got like a big showcase with all the products. But where they are smaller gift shops, they can just place it there. And you don't need a cold storage. All products are ambient. So there's no need for, you can store at room temperature. Yeah, it's all room temperature. We just did it there because at Puri it's hot right now. And that's why we actually sold 1,000 cans in like 2 days. So it's because it was so hot, we kept it in a reefer container. So, but you don't have to do it. You can just keep it naturally. Yes, it's in a can.
Okay, separate, like that kind of detail, maybe offline. You can converse with him so that we can keep going. Okay, so thank you very much for coming.
Thank you
and
for having me. And
sorry.
Class and darshan.
Thank you very much. So let's appreciate Prabhuji's service with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And there's a team, it's all successful ventures require a team. So.
People have put a lot of hard work. There are 100 people now working the Haribol in Mumbai, few in the US.
So we'll go ahead and have Damodar Ashtakam. We need to kind of wrap up somewhat quickly, so we'll do Damodar Ashtakam and then we'll serve prasadam. Humbly request devotees to help with cleanup today because we have an important meeting that we have to go to, be at by 3:30. So if devotees can help. Yes. Pardon me? Yeah, of course. Let me. You want to give him?
I don't want to wait.
He's okay. Go ahead.
Starting tomorrow, every Monday.
Okay, so because okay, so is there? Okay, I'll talk to you about that. I think we can put that into our temple website. I mean, that's the easiest way to get a big scale. Okay, okay, Anirudh Prabhu, are you going to chant Damodar Ashtakam? Huh? Why? Very nice.
नमामीश्वरं साचित् आनन्दरूपां लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमामीश्वरं साचित् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् ईश्वरं सत्कुण्डलं यशोदाभियोलुकालाधवमानं परं हृष्टमाद्यन्ततो धृतगोप्या यशोदा यशोदाभियोलुकालाधवमानं परं हृष्टमाद्यन्ततो धृतगोप्या रुदन्तमुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं रुचान्तं करम्बोजयुग्मेन सतङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पातिरेकाङ्ककान्त स्थितग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिपादम् मुहुश्वासकम्पातिरेकाङ्ककान्त स्थितग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिपादम् इति लीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे स्वगोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् स्वगोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे स्वगोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् लीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे तदीयेषितग्नेषु भक्तजितत्वं पूर्णा प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे तदीयेषितग्नेषु भक्तजितत्वं पूर्णा प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे तदीयेषितग्नेषु भक्तजितत्वं पूर्णा प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे भक्तजितत्वं पूर्णा प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षद्वदेव न चान्यं वृणेऽहमरिषदपिह वरं देवं इदं देवपूर्णता गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य विराष्टं किमङ्गे गोपालबालम् इदं ते मुकाम्बोजमात्यन्तनीले वृत्तं कुण्डलस्निग्धारक्तस्य गोप्या मुकाम्बोजम् इदं ते मुकाम्बोजमात्यन्तनीले वृत्तं कुण्डलस्निग्धारक्तस्य गोप्या मुकाम्बोजमात्यन्तनीले मुहुशुम्भितं बिम्बारक्तधरमे मुहुशुम्भितं Muhushumbitam bimbarak tadarame Manasya virashtamalam lakshalabe Manasya virashtamalam lakshalabe Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhurdukka Jalagdimagnam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Kripa Drishti Vishyati Dinam Bhatanu Ruhane Shamamagnami Dakshi Drishya Kripa Drishti Vishyati Dinam Bhatanu Ruhane Shamamagnami Dakshi Drishya Kureratmajo Badamurchevayadvat Dvayamochito Bhakti Bhajau Krutau Cha Kureratmajo Badamurchevayadvat Krutau Bhakti Tata prema bhaktin swakami prayachat Namokshe graho mishti damodariha Tata prema bhaktin swakami prayacha Namokshe graho mishti damodareha Namaste Sudamne Swaradipti Damne Tvadiyo Darayata Vishwasya Damne Tvadiyo Darayata Vishwasya Damne Namaste Sudamne Suradipidamne Tvadiyo Darayata Vishwasya Damne Damne Suradipidamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Radhikaye Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna